So we tried filming this review 3 times now.
Yeah, this is our third time.
It must be cursed for episodes 4 and 5. And this is our final attempt. And we're just gonna, at first, we were gonna do a full review for each, but now we're just gonna combine them into one review.
Yeah, because I don't want to record two full fucking fledged reviews.
We can't, because, I mean, I'm sure you remember everything, because you've seen them a lot, but I don't,
Yeah.
I barely remember which scenes are from which movie anymore.
Yep, someone has to guide our way through this.
Yeah, and we're just, right off the bat, we both love them. Let's just give our scores right at the start. I give episode 4 an 8 out of 10, and I give episode 5 a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, and then for me, I gave episode 4 an A plus, and I gave episode 5 a classic rating.
So now that we got that out of the way, you know that we both really enjoyed the movies. Let's just talk about what we like for both of them, why they're the best Star Wars movies out there.
A lot of things are kind of consistent from episode 4 going over to episode 5. Episode 5 was like builds on it. A big thing that everyone loves about the movies are the characters, obviously. Just classic characters, great acting from the actors themselves, good dialogue, especially going into episode 5, because the characters that maybe you wouldn't like as much in episode 4, I think got better in episode 5. Your examples you had were like Darth Vader.
Yeah, I didn't like Darth Vader in episode 4. That's one of the reasons I rate it lower. He's like this weird, he's just like an intimidating general. He's not really a Sith Lord at all. And his voice sounds really weird. And his helmet's like crooked the whole time.
Yeah, he's not like he's the bad guy in the film, but he's not like he doesn't feel like the main bad guy almost. He kind of just feels like he's just supposed to be like the intimidation factor in the first film.
Yeah, he's literally like second in command to this other random general guy.
Yeah, he takes commands from
Taris.
Tarkin.
Yeah, Tarkin. In 5, he gets his voice down and
Yeah, in 5 he really becomes the evil menace, one of the baddest villains in movie history that everyone knows.
yeah, and that's what elevates the second one into like 9 out of 10 territory for me.
Yeah.
Is having a really cool villain. And also the second one just improves on everything that needed improvement in 4. Like, it's the perfect sequel. It's probably the best sequel I've ever seen so far. Because it keeps everything that's great and improves them and improves the weaknesses of A New Hope. Including like the saber combat. In 4, the fight scene with Vader and Obi-Wan was really lame, and they just kind of like held their sticks out in front of them.
Yeah, it was just two old guys poking each other.
And in 5, they have like real aggressiveness and really trying to kill each other, Vader and Luke.
Yeah, it's like actual like survival combat, you know?
Yeah.
Because like when we watch the prequels, that's newer stuff. It's very choreographed. It actually just feels like, especially in episode 5, it feels like a legit fight. Like one guy's on the defense while one guy's wailing at the other one trying to get him.
Yes, it's the best saber combat we'll probably ever see. I think Han is everyone's and also mine like favorite character.
Yeah, top 2 for me.
Because he starts as like he doesn't care about anyone, but he slowly...
He's a smuggler. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a smuggler, and he cares about Leia, cares about Luke, saves the day in episode 4, and also in episode 5.
Well, in episode 5, he kind of like how we thought 4 was going to end. He just wanted to dip and say fuck all the rebellion shit. But then he like helps Leia escape and kind of like
Oh, that's
helps her
right, on
escape from the
Hoth.
Empire. Yeah.
That's right, and he goes and saves Luke out in the
Yeah.
tundra.
Yeah, so he's a smuggler of a heart of gold.
Yeah, and that's awesome. He's like the perfect character arc, especially at the time. I mean, Harrison Ford in general is just amazing at that character. That's why Indiana Jones is great, and
Yeah.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yep. He was good in that.
We'll get to that one day. R2 and C3PO are really entertaining. They're like the perfect comedy duo and comic relief.
There's a lot of good chemistry in these films, like you said, C-3PO, R2, and you got like Chewbacca and Harrison Ford.
Leia and Han Solo have like playful chemistry. Like they clearly like each other, but they're kind of mean to each other.
Yeah, especially in Episode 5.
And Luke is just kind of like the kid. He just wants to adventure, and he's just kind of taking it all in.
He's impatient, but like he's like the important guy. He's got to be like the savior.
Great characters, great chemistry. That's what makes these movies great.
Yeah, absolutely. Great acting. Because the prequels had some shaky dialogue, but the originals had very good dialogue.
Yes, definitely. The prequels, it's like funny because they both have really memorable lines, but that's because the prequels are all like memes.
For the wrong reason, yeah.
And the original Star Wars movies, it's because they're legitimately good lines.
Just great, yeah. Great dialogue.
In terms of effects, that's like the biggest difference between the two. It's amazing how far they've come. In Episode 4, you can see like these big blocks of foam that fall down. That's what's supposed to be like the doors.
Yeah, Episode 4, they both use practical effects, and they look good. Episode 4 was definitely cheaper. You could tell, like you said, with the foam and shit.
I would say like in terms of costumes, both are insanely good for practical effects.
Absolutely. The aliens look great.
Yeah, but the set design is what kind of you can tell is a bit cheaper in the fourth one. And that's just the budget, so it's perfectly acceptable.
Mm-hmm. And it still doesn't even look that bad.
No, it looks great.
It still looks really good, yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, the corridor is just like classic sci-fi. I don't know, it looks really good. So the versions we watched, obviously, Lucas made his little changes to them.
Yeah, he likes to flicker with his shit and ruin it.
Yeah, for real. It was mostly noticeable in the fourth one.
Oh, yeah, the fourth one, he just plastered it with some of CGI dog shit.
A lot of creatures on Tatooine that were super unnecessary, that like walk in front of the screen.
Yeah, he's just like trying to fill space. Like, it's obviously what he's trying to do, and it's like, why? I don't know why anyone, like, he's doing, like, working alongside her. Like, yeah, that looks great.
Because I don't think people worked with him. I think he just...
he's like, yes, man. Like, that looks good. He's a great mind. He's just, as a director, not great. And as he got older, he got lazy with CGI.
And in 5, there wasn't too many changes.
He added a little bit to Cloud City, a little bit to make it, I guess, feel more alive, like more like a city.
Well, there's a lot of like establishing shots where it's like them flying into the city and stuff, and you can tell it's all CGI.
Luckily, it was very minimal in The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, he didn't fuck with it too much. What else makes him great?
Just the way they were laid out. Like, they were like, we always said there's like the 3 parts to it.
Yeah, and each one is like its own movie almost.
Yeah.
Each part's like really distinct because they have totally different sets and almost like a different plot for each one, different goal. Each part's really memorable on its own.
Yeah, it is like a really cohesive story, consistent, and just a lot of interesting, cool things happen.
They have really good planets. Like Hoth at the beginning of 5 is just so memorable on its own. I didn't even watch the movie, and I remember Hoth, and I love Hoth. And then Tatooine, obviously.
Dagobah.
And yeah, because each one is like its own biome. They got like the snow planet and the forest planet, and they all look really cool.
Cloud City, there's a lot of great ones.
I'm glad they don't spend all their time on the Death Star, all their time on Hoth.
Yeah, they jump to different places, and with the practical effects, it makes it feel alive.
It's a great adventure. It's the best sci-fi adventure out there ever.
Yeah.
That we've seen.
I'll give a shout out to Yoda. I thought Yoda's my favorite character in Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back.
Puppet Yoda?
Yeah, his puppet's great.
That scene was really funny.
Which one? Oh, when he came in, the entrance?
Yeah, when he's like grabbing the sausage or whatever. That was really funny.
He's like, mine! He gets another like little tug of war. R2-D2 is hitting with his stick.
He just looks so stupid. And then he's always looks so high. His eyes are closed.
He's amazing. His puppet looks great. His dialogue is absolutely fantastic. Arguably my favorite part of that movie. I really love is when he's on screen.
I hope this review worked out. I'm sick of talking about these two movies. As great as they are, this is our third try.
Yeah, we were just trying to get this over with.
I already have the episode 6 review ready to go. It was literally a month ago, and while I don't remember like the exact scenes and the order of them, I still really love these movies.
There's not really much to nitpick about it.
No, I mean, they're both like equal quality, and like I said, amazing sequel to an already great movie.
Exactly.
I guess the last thing I want to say is it's an even greater sequel because the first movie was clearly meant to be like a one-off.
Not knowing if it was gonna like take off.
Yeah, because the only thing that alludes to a sequel is Darth Vader flying off.
Pretty much, yeah.
But otherwise,
it could have literally just been a standalone movie.
It has a clear like beginning and end. All the characters have their own arcs within the time slot of the movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think the fourth one's great in its own right, and the fifth just adds on to that. So both great movies.
Yeah, they just jumped right in, added on to it, and it all worked perfectly.
Yep. Can't wait to watch them over and over again, maybe.
In the future.